Hey everybody, welcome to today's analysis for Monday, September 22nd. So today, new all-time highs and no news today. Tomorrow, 9:45, right after the open, we have the Flash Manufacturing and Services PMI. And then Wednesday, some mid-level news. Thursday, unemployment claims in the morning. And Friday, PC price index. But tomorrow's focus right after the open, 9:45 a.m. So be aware of that for some volatility coming in. Here we have the ES weekly chart so far. And so here you can see Monday we had a very nice bullish candle, and we've now established a new daily level that I marked off here, 66.96. That was the previous all-time high right here. Pullback, resistance, broke, and now support twice from the other side. So once I see a level like this getting respected very precisely from both sides, then I'm going to mark it off as a level of interest. And first area now looking would be the high of this Friday candle, 67.31, which was our previous all-time high from last week. Now we broke out today, so looking for a pullback to fill back in here as our first daily target. 4-hour chart. So you can see right here we had this big resistance area at this low volume node zone, and then today we had a really nice breakout right at the open. Okay, and on the 1 hour you can see it right here. So right at the New York Open here at 9:30 is when we started coming. We established overnight a very big support here, right around the mid area of this high volume node in the 6700s. You can see we held for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 hours in a row. We held this zone right here, and then eventually we had the big breakout, came back to the high of last week, and then continued into the end of the session. And we've now established this high volume node on the top here as well. So our focus now will be on this two edges right here of this node. So first target, 67.50s. And then below we would expect some support at 67.45 area. Below that, we do have this impulsive move, and we have a few single prints here, as we're going to see on TPO. So this bullish block here would be our first target coming into 67.38. And then below that we have the swing level here, 67.31. And then below that, if we break below this level, then we will look to make this into a breaker and then come and refill back into this low volume node zone here, 67.20, and potentially even down into the 67.06. But again, if we do that, we would be coming into this high volume node area. But for the moment, these are the two main areas that I'm looking for pullbacks. Weekly profile. So you can see right here, first big area of low volume node support, and then the next area, and the next area below, okay? And obviously above, pretty much right there at all-time highs. So for now, we're playing the range of this, and we'll see how this looks going into tomorrow morning. TPO, you can see we left a poor high at all-time highs. So that is a level that we're looking to get a repair. And then below that, we have this tiny single print. I don't really pay attention to that. But then here we have a significant one right here, right into this order block that I marked off. And then right below that, we have another single print here and another single print here going into the bigger low volume node support that I mentioned right there. Tick charts. If we go here overnight, we had the strong move to the downside on the Sunday night into morning, Monday morning. And you can see the low we made was pretty much at the bottom edge of this node from the Friday session. And then we started the consolidation and we had the breakout here. Actually, we can hinge that from here. We had the breakout here right at the open and then the strong continuation up all throughout the session. You can see we actually had divergences here where prices are making higher highs and cumulative delta lower lows. So that means this aggressive selling that we were having was getting all absorbed by bigger players with larger limit orders. Here, same thing. You can see nice little channel that we were forming here and then the breakout to the upside. And we've established now this big high volume node. So these are the two main levels that we are now looking at here. If we break below this, then we're going into the block here and we have that daily level there, the 67.31. Below that, 67.20 as the larger low volume node area right there. On the 5 minutes, we can see here clearly. So the overnight pushing up into this previous area of support at the close, bottom edge of the node, resistance, and then we came down into this low volume node area, and this is where we established the new daily level, okay? And here we have a classic scenario of absorption where we have, if you look at this, it looks like price is making a descending triangle and you're just expecting this to completely collapse. But look at the delta volume profile right there. A lot of selling and price was not going anywhere. And then we had the reversal and the breakout right at the open. And we had a very, very strong continuation pretty much for most of the rest of the day there. And you can see we actually came and tested the naked point of control from Friday's session. And we had a little rejection and then just right back up. So all these signs were big signs of very large, aggressive buying and a big trending move that we got all throughout the day. And then again, here we're establishing our large high volume node. So look at the two extremes to play out either rejections or breakouts and retests for continuations. NASDAQ, here we have push all-time highs again on NASDAQ. Here you can see we have established, just like ES now, this swing high from Friday is our immediate target to the downside. 24,888 would be the first daily level, followed by 24,647. 4-hour chart. And the 1 hour here with more detail. So just like ES, you can see we're establishing a high volume node, and we actually had a very nice play here off of the retest of this. But you can see we do have this gap here, very low volumes at this area. So if price comes, if we have a strong close below the 24,970 level, then look for a backwards retest and then come down into this just like ES there. We have this little demand block before the breakout, so this would be the first area we're looking to the downside, followed by the daily swing from the high of Friday and last week. Okay, so here you have one profile, two profiles. Okay, and same thing here, and you can actually see too the weekly VWAP is right here. So if we do reject here and come down, the weekly VWAP will be right in line with this gap fill here from this impulsive move to the downside. Okay, but again, this level we might have multiple tests or even a quick fake out and recovery. So I would wait until a very clear strong hourly close through it, and then you can start looking for a backwards retest and some kind of bearish pattern on the lower time frames. Upside, obviously, we're looking at all-time highs and the upper edges of the high volume node right there. Weekly profiles. So, pretty much what we've talked about. Oh, that's not the right one. First area here. Second area here. So, strong close through this, then we'll look to get a fill into this level right here. If this goes, then down into our next low volume node area right here, etc. TPO. So if I expand this, and you can see we've been consistently just making higher lows on all the session profiles. So this is the singles area that I'm talking about here. So you can see pretty much right into that box that I drew right over there. We have a smaller single print right here as well at that swing level, 24,888. Ticks. Overnight, we opened. And then we started right at the main Asia market open. We started with the strong move down sorry, not Asia, right before Europe Open, we started with a strong move down. Then the low, we missed it by a few ticks, but we almost tested Friday's Valley area low. And same thing that I talked about, with ES. We had this profile compressing in what looked like a descending triangle, but we did eventually get the upside breakout and just a continuation all throughout the session. And then on this move up, you can actually see we came up into the highs of Friday, rejected, but VWAP held, and we started continuing with the aggression and the moves up. And you can see, unlike ES, cumulative volume delta and price were pretty much in sync. Both of them consistently making higher lows throughout the whole session. We did have some little, channeling flag formations, like we had one here, we had one here. So like I've said, when we have strong trend days like this, just looking for micro trend line breakouts is a great, a good technique to use as well to get to catch movements. Here we established a very big high volume node, and you can see we already bounced off of the open of Asia, and we're now holding right around VWAP. And on the 5 minutes, we can see in more detail. I actually took a little scalp here. If I put this in, this is again my Take Profit Trader account. One evaluation that I've been doing, just trading on the Asia session. Yesterday I had a loser. So I had a winner on Friday. Yesterday I lost, so I gave up a big part of Friday. But today, the execution, and I actually, if I would have seen this 5 minutes before, I would have gotten a much better entry. But I just saw this and I just went market buy, because I had this really great high volume node. Aggressive selling absorbed all near the bottom, as you can see right here. And then Asia just started drifting. And then right here at 6:55, right below, we started getting a little bit more volumes coming in. I saw that we were already starting to bounce off of the low volume node area that I had marked on the screenshots that I posted. And then I got in on the trade. Originally, I was thinking of holding it to this highs here, but I took half of it off at VWAP and then waited to see if it would continue. But in the end, I had to go attend to some other things here with the family and everything. And I just wanted to secure the profit. I'm pretty much just looking for consistent base hits. I'm not trying to get a crazy day, because obviously there's a consistency rule. So I also need to keep things pretty consistent. So I ended up just getting out at the high right here before this little pullback. And you can see it did actually go to the target. But overall, $800, on a quick trade overnight. When did I get in? I got in at 6:55 and I got out at 7. So I pretty much held this for 15 minutes, just under 15 minutes. Okay, so you can see even in the overnight hours, there's always opportunities. And especially, like I said, once we have very clearly defined nodes like we have right here, then any move to either edge of this node is definitely going to give you a good opportunity to look for some kind of fade. Okay, that's pretty much it. Thanks all for tuning in. Hope you're having a great evening, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Take care.